points tonight, but just what does he give you guys outside of scoring the basketball when he's on the floor?
Well, what you saw tonight, I mean, just, defensively, physicality. We don't win the game without him. One of the things I tell the team all the time, but specifically after the game, when, not if, when your number is called. I don't know, in the manner in which, the timing, but when it is called, your job and responsibility is to be able to step up. And his number was called the most, and he stepped up. He knocked down threes. He took good shots. As I said, defensively, he can guard. Physicality, he can take a bump and still stay in front of the man. And stepped up and made a free throw for us, and just really happy for him.
He said there were times this season where he's been a little bit down, just not getting the minutes that he might have wanted. What do you do in a situation like that? Did you sense that at all? And what kind of conversations can you tell a guy to make sure they keep it in? He said Elijah Davis was actually one of the players that he talked to and really helped him keep him afloat.
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons Elijah's captain, because he's, the way that he communicates with his teammates and always trying to be encouraging and lift them up. And I played for a long time. There were times where I played where I didn't play, and it never stopped my preparation, the way that I played, so that I knew when my number was called, I was ready to go. That's what a team is about, and Jaden is a great example of that, and I'm really happy for him.
Andrew, then Doug.
Hubert, Seth said that he thought the switching tonight, for the most part, was lousy. That was his word. And he said it wasn't just late during that run that they made to close the game. It was kind of sporadic throughout. What did you see from your team switching, and how much do you think what he's saying is accurate and maybe had something to do with some of the shots that they got?
Well, I don't want to, be negligent on my part to comment on something that somebody said where I wasn't there. So I'm not saying that Seth didn't say it, but I don't know the manner in which he said it, the context in which he said it, so I don't want to comment on that. But in regards to our defense, there's a number of things that, over the last couple of games that just have to get better. The first thing is just guarding the ball, pressure on the ball, whether it was off of ball screens, just allowing Wake Forest to get into the middle where they could make plays or throw it out for three. In the first half, I felt like our defense struggled transition-wise, even after made baskets not getting picked up. And so after SMU and then having a week of talking, addressing, and watching where we needed to get better defensively, at times it looked where I wanted it to be, but not even close to where it needs to be moving forward.
Staying on that real quickly, is that what you saw during that stretch when they cut a 17-point lead? I guess it was down to
No, you know what I saw? I saw that, and I've said this, and this is going to be our growth for us as a team. It's not getting to that level, but it's staying at that level. There were a number of times where we were up 12, 15 points, and in those situations, you've got to get, you get a stop, score, stop, and then before you know it, it's 19 or 20. And in every one of those situations, we never took a step forward. We took our foot off the gas pedal on both ends of the floor. And take nothing away, against good teams like Wake Forest, they're going to keep coming back. And as talented as players as they are, that's why you're in a tight game.
Doug.
Hubert, you talked about growth and growing. With the new faces you have, how much value do you place in pulling out these close games late?
Yeah, when we were in the huddle, it was, like a one-point game, one-possession game. We've been there before, and so it's something that we've experienced and understood, the details in which need to be executed on both ends to finish the game. And so I did after the game. I was really proud of the guys. It wasn't perfect, obviously, but like when we needed to make a play, we made it, whether it was a free throw, a stop, a box out, execution out of bounds underneath, full court, getting a trap, getting the ball in the two players' hands that percentage-wise are our best three free throw shooters. And so all those little things play a part in making big things happen. But this is conference basketball. It doesn't matter if you're on the road or at home. Every game is going to be a challenge, and you have to embrace it and find the joy and enjoyment of that.
Couple more, Spencer, then Brennan.
Yeah, Hubert, just another dominant and efficient first half from Caleb, 7 for 7 from the field, but then in the second half, kind of similar to Dallas, he got limited and only shot the ball twice. Is there something that defenses are doing mid-game to adjust for him, or what?
Yeah, they're putting more guys on him.
Brennan.
You were asked yesterday about some of the lineups and continue to tweak the rotation. Obviously, it's Jaden's night tonight. Jaren gets in the starting lineup. From Jonathan and Jaren and Jaden and Luka and Kai, what are the biggest things you're looking for overall from that perimeter group?
Not just specifically for the perimeter group. I've been clear, like just, consistency in areas. Before the game, I told them, this has got to be our personality. There's no other road and route. This is who we have to be. We have to be a consistent, good defensive team. It just is what it is. There's no way around it. We have to be a very good rebounding team. Our number one way to score is in transition. So after made, miss, turnover, we have to run because the numbers show that we're most efficient in transition early in the offense. We have to execute. We got to be in the right spots. We got to set the right screens. We got to come off at the right time. Like we have to execute. And then the last thing is you have to take care of the basketball. And for the most part all year, we've done a really good job of that. Tonight, I think we had 14 turnovers. That's just can't happen. So those 5 things have to be our identity, our personality for us to be the best team that we possibly be. And there's no other road. There's no other route.
RL, Ben, Shelby, make them quick, please.
What happened in the last 10 minutes? You had a pretty significant lead. Looked like you were rolling, and then the lead just kind of frittered away. What happened during those few minutes?
Yeah, again, just, back to sustaining that level that allowed us to get the lead. It all started on the defensive end. We're getting stops. We're getting out in transition. That always leads to good offense for us. But that's a part of our growth we'll get to that level, but can we sustain it, and can we sustain it for an entire game? And in those times where we're up 15, and this has been consistent throughout the year, where we've had big leads, and then we've sacrificed, whether it's attention to detail, effort, the little things, box out, defending without fouling, mixing up defensive coverages, shot selection, turnovers. Those are the things that allow teams to get back, and that's something that we got to work on.
Hubert, 500th win, Smith Center tonight. You talked yesterday about how this is home plate for you.
Yeah.
With the school about to make a pivotal decision about the future of this building, of the options on the table, what is your preference?
Well, I love the Smith Center. As I said before, I said home plate. This is home. The first place that I saw my first Carolina game was Carmichael when I got to see my uncle play. But I knew I always wanted to be here, and I wanted to be a part of this place. I talked about that, and I mentioned this to the team before the game. I said that you have to find joy and enjoyment of how hard and difficult it is to be successful individually and as a team. And I said, where you find that joy and enjoyment, a lot of times people look at the destination or getting to the destination. And I told them that's the wrong place to look. I said, where you find the joy and enjoyment is in the journey. And I talked specifically about, you said 500 wins. I don't know the stats. I don't even know the stats of really this game. I couldn't tell you what was game number 1, game number 250, but I can tell you more than 500 memories that I have here personally. Conversations with Coach Smith and Coach Guthridge, bringing my wife here and taking them to Coach Smith. My best friends of my life started here. And so it's more than just wins, and it's about the relationships, the experiences that all of us as former players have had here that bind us to this place, to this university, and to the Smith Center.
Shelby.
Sorry, switching gears a little bit, but Seth obviously at the end had the dunk, blocks, and clutch free throws, and just kind of seemed to be calming the team down at multiple points. Just how important was it to have him specifically for a game like this in that stretch?
Well, Seth has been in this situation before, and so You know, he understands the importance of executing on both ends of the floor. Obviously, you know, we call for him to do a number of things consistently every game, and he does that. He's our leader of the team. The way that he prepares and practices and leads this team is why we're 14-2, and so really proud of Steph. I know it wasn't his greatest scoring game, but it didn't surprise me at all where he stepped up on both ends of the floor to allow us to be successful. That's why he's such a great player.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Thanks, Hubert.
Yep.